Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
First, a word from our sponsor, Ethico.
In the intricate world of ethics and compliance, each second is precious, and slow case closures are more than just delays, they're missed opportunities. Enter Ethico. Our solution revolutionizes case management, cutting case closure times in half and turning every challenge into a chance for improvement. Imagine a workspace where efficiency and compliance coexist harmoniously. Don't just dream of faster resolutions, make it your reality. Visit ethico.com/CPN today to book a demo and dive into our exclusive white paper by Tom Fox, 2023, The Year in Compliance. Empower your team with the tools they deserve.
The Daily Compliance News for January 30, 2024, the Venezuelan Sanctions Redo Edition. And we begin with that story from reporting from Bloomberg, Eric Martin and Patricia Laya. The U.S. is set to renew Venezuelan oil sanctions after presidential candidate barred. The Biden administration had allowed lifting of Venezuelan sanctions on the Venezuelan energy sector if the company upheld or allowed greater democracy. However, Venezuela has doubled down on its crushing of its opposition by banning an opposition candidate from running for president. Which, of course, chills the recent attempts to improve ties between the two companies. Venezuela refused to abide by its agreement, and really no surprise the U.S. had to come down on them. Staying in South America, we pick up a story from the Financial Times about how Sergio Moro, once one of Brazil's most popular figures as leading the Lava Jato, or car wash, investigation, has literally fallen from grace. He has now been accused of corruption and has been arrested or rather faces arrest. And a conviction could bar him from running from office. He faces the potential loss of his Senate seat for alleged campaign financial abuses. So someone who was looked up to literally across the globe has potentially really fallen from grace. Someone who fell from grace came back and now has taken a huge number of steps backwards is Vince McMahon, formerly the chairman of the board and president of the World Wrestling Entertainment Group. And he has resigned from the WWE following allegations of not only sexual assault, but trafficking brought by a former employee. WWE, of course, this is going to be a huge and bruising fight for them as they have been sued as well because, of course, all of this happened when he was president, CEO, and chair. So more black eyes for WWE. And finally, inevitably, as reported by Reuters, the first ADM shareholder suit against the company for the allegations of fraud against the company. As you will recall from last week's news, their CFO resigned effective immediately due to accounting irregularity. The opening, the Compliance Podcast Network has a new sponsor, and that sponsor is Ethico. Ethico provides compliance champions like yourself with a ethics and compliance optimization system to turn goals and guidelines into real ROI for your compliance program. To learn more, go to ethico.com/CPM. We're going to link to that in the show notes as well. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.